Right, that Shabbat's more important than Chabad of Flatbush.
Right, it means if a father tells the son to
Mehalel Shabbat.
Shabbat, he doesn't.
And one rabbi
Is Chabad of Flatbush number 5?
It's commandment 5.
What?
He said a certain Rabbi said that he didn't have parents, and he was happy. He was in a certain way that he didn't have parents because the difficulty fulfilling that mission properly was so difficult.
Right. It's difficult. But it's difficult to as much as you do, you're still.
It's not enough.
It says the Gemara says about the story of Rabbi Tarfon. He was a very rich man, very wealthy, very big Talmud Chacham, and how the Gemara says different stories of his measure of Kibbud Avim. Famous stories how his mother once, the older mother, she lost her shoes, so he bent down. She couldn't walk on the cold floor. He bent down and put his hands under her feet and walked her. So when the rabbis, when he said, "Is this enough?" They told him you didn't even get the half. To do it properly, to show the great respect that you require to your parents, is very, very difficult to achieve it in a complete way. Maybe that's why the reward is also so great. It says you have a long life. But in any case, that's how the Gemara looks at the father-son, parents-children relationship. That's the halacha that a father will never look at the son as someone outside of him, someone different, whereas the son will look at the father in many cases as someone external. My father is my father, but I'm my own person.
Other outsider.
The father will never look at his son in that way. My son is me; he's part of me. How could I? It says that a person could be jealous of everyone besides his own children, because we see our children as an extension of ourselves. But children don't see themselves necessarily as an extension of their parents. They sometimes want to feel independence and fly away from the nest. They all come back eventually, but
sometimes parents don't want to be part of their children.
That's a
anomaly
situation.
It's not
anomaly. It's not. Saying we have you hear in the news all the time of parents who kill their kids, and God forbid. That's in any case, it's not a normal parent. It's usually someone with.
Usually, kids also is not normal thing when they don't.
It's not normal, but it's.
One's more common than the other.
I think it's less surprising. It also the parents, children to kill their parents is also any murder is surprising. At least Baruch Hashem in this part of the world, it's not like once saw a cat, that cat or a squirrel on the floor. I was thinking of there's countries that you could see bodies of people like that laying around. Mexico, it's as normal. Baruch Hashem, it's not that bad, but it's more surprising to hear that a mother killed her children than the opposite. But this is all extreme cases. But in any case, there is this concept that children, if parents see their children and love their children as they love themselves, children don't see it the same way with their parents. But the Zohar actually says, what's a real son? A real son, a real child, is someone who loves his parents more than he loves himself. This is a son who actually, now this is not a halachic requirement per se that this has to be this way. This is what we're learning. This is a love of great tzaddikim. This is called the love of Moshe Rabbeinu. This level, Moshe Rabbeinu achieved this love that he, understood and appreciated Hashem as his true father to the point that he loves him more than he loves himself. He's ready to die for his father's sake. Father and mother's sake, the Zohar says. So, and this is again something that all Jews have in common, because the truth is Hashem is our Father. However, only great tzaddikim were able to feel and experience it. The Tanya teaches that we should not, nevertheless, who has the audacity to say that I reached this level? This is a level that Moshe Rabbeinu achieved. Who could say that he achieved this level? But he says, nevertheless, the person should try as much as he could to meditate on this, contemplate on this concept and to speak of himself in such a way. And we have the famous nature that God made us, that habit turns into nature, second nature, Hergel Nasa Teva. That if a person thinks a lot about it, even though he doesn't really feel it and experience it, he could slowly make his way to start seeing himself as this ultimate son who loves his father more than he loves himself. Now, obviously, this which is compared to these two loves. We said the love of life is a very selfish love. I love my life. And I love Hashem because He's my life. Here, we're talking about a love which will drive a person to, like we said, the son who loves his father and mother more than himself, and he's ready to give himself, as they call it in the Zohar, give himself over to die for their sake. This is not about I love myself, that's why I love God. It's about I love God because He's my father, and I'm the ultimate son who loves his father so much that he's ready to die for his sake. Which means you love your father more than you love yourself. This is a very high level. We'll continue God doing next week what this means, how this love is expressed, in which way. Hashem's help next week, same time, same place in Yerushalayim with Mashiach.